Welcome to this week's Performance TV. Hey, we are out on the road in Denver, North Carolina at Steel Rubber. If you are building a vehicle, if you have an RV you need to fix up, whatever it may be, you need to seal it up, and you can do that with lots of products made right here at Steel Rubber.
We're going to show some practical applications, and this 1963 Cadillac is going to be perfect. This bad boy needs some seals, and so we are on our way to Innovative Speed Shop to do the install, and it all lies ahead on Performance TV. We're at the Innovative Speed Shop in Cornelius, North Carolina. High-end detailing to the extreme. And not just the cars, the showroom is incredible. They got a shop, a diner, there's Jaguars, there's Cadillacs. It is great. We're going to learn a whole lot today. In fact, the Boosted Bella, a well-known SEMA car, resides here. Danny is here from Steel Rubber. Danny, they use Steel Rubber products in this house, and we're going to do a little work today on this Caddy.
Sure, this is the owner's Cadillac, 63. We have basically all the parts for this, and this has original weather stripping on it, so it could definitely use a little touch-up in the weather strip department. So what we're going to do is look at the convertible roof rail and the trunk. There's a small gap there, so we're going to take care of that, get it fixed up.
It's going to be great. Now, we always think about people out there new to the automotive hobby. Maybe you see a project car and you want to go to work, you and your dad working together on something like this. Step one, don't throw anything away.
Right, so we hear that all the time. You know, whenever someone's going through a project, they start taking off parts, throwing them away, and then they find out that they can't get a replacement part. So don't throw anything away. Get a catalog from us. It'll show you all the parts that are available for this particular car, and then you know what's out there.
All right, so you call Steel Rubber, you get your catalog. You guys make catalogs for each model. That way it's simple. You're not digging through the catalog. You get a catalog for a 1963 Cadillac convertible.
Right, that's for a 63 Cadillac convertible for Innovative Speed Shop. So this will have all the parts for the 63. We can go through, check off the ones we need, just like a project list, and get the parts that we have to fix everything up.
So this particular car has already been repainted. The interior is fine. The only thing it's really going to need is some window seals. So now it's got some issues here, which are all covered in the catalog, but what are we going to work on today?
The roof rail and the trunk, that's going to be the two pieces that we focus on. So if you get stuck in a rainstorm or something, you're not ending up with a wet carpet in the back. You're not ending up with a wet passenger. Well, that's what we'll take care of first.
That is exactly right. This is a cruise car. You're out there in the summertime. Every once in a while, though, here comes that rain. You got to put the top up, and you would want it to seal up.
Absolutely. So you can see there's some issues here. The rubber's starting to degrade. It's flattened out in certain areas. So these all bolt on, and they're easy to take off. So we're going to show you how to do that, make sure everything's aligned, and get it sealed up.
All right, we're going to get ready to go to work. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, but right now, let's check in with Kathy.
There's all kinds of magic happening all over the place here at Steel Rubber, and Rhea, we are here where folks are getting specially made custom catalogs just for them and their vehicle.
Depending on what the customer is looking for, we like to have a catalog targeted just for them. If you're working on a street rod, we have our universal parts catalog. If you're working on your boat, we have our marine catalog. Your RV, we have an RV catalog, and then if you're working on a specific vehicle, we have our on-demand catalog.
Well, you know, like the Cadillac that Joe and Danny are working on, we have the catalog for that vehicle right here, and I wouldn't even have thought about all of the different parts, but you guys have.
That's right. Each catalog, when they're on demand, is made just for that customer, just for that year, make, model, and style of vehicle. In it is listed everything that we offer for that car.
So for an example, we see there are different kits, right, to start with, and you have one of those right here.
Absolutely. So this is the convertible roof rail kit that went on Neil's 1963 Cadillac. And it's right here on page 1 of the catalog.
This is something, if you are getting started on a project and you're not sure of all of the parts and pieces you need to start with this catalog right away.
You can turn this into a project book, essentially. Everything that you need to make your car sealed up tight is in this catalog. Everything you've thought of and everything that you haven't thought of.
For an example, you know, someone is working on a project and they need a part. you guys take that part and do a lot of research on it and see what else it may fit as well.
This roof rail kit, that goes on Neil's 63. It also goes on a 63 Buick Electra. It also goes on a 63 98 Olds. So we take the time to cross-check all of our cross fitments.
And these are printed just for the customer. I mean, you're making these up as they're calling in or as they're logging online onto your website. That's for their specific vehicle, because not every Cadillac is exactly the same from 1963. This is for a Series 62.
That's right, and it's got the customer's name right on the back of it. It's kind of like a keepsake to them. It's something that's very special to them and printed on demand just when they ask for it.
And let me tell you, when you're working on a project, thinking about all of the little pieces and parts, steel rubber can really help you get the job done.
Steel Rubber really does things right. These catalogs are personalized, and there are literally thousands of cars that are covered. So the first thing you want to do is call Steel Rubber or go to their website. They'll print a catalog, ship it out immediately. It'll have your name on it, the date it was printed, and there are so many different parts and pieces for your car that are covered in here. They also do RVs, marine industry, and have a universal catalog as well. So your first call, Steel Rubber, get the catalog, and then go to work. We'll be back from Innovative Speed Shop and Steel Rubber after this.
Performance TV is brought to you by Mars Auto Parts and Engine Swaps, serving quality used auto parts. NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need. And by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever.
Welcome back to Performance TV. We're going to work on our 63 Cadillac. Now, Danny, it's very important, obviously, do everything to prep the vehicle before we go to work. What do we have to do?
So what we've done to remove this, there's just a couple of nuts we have to take off. So we've loosened that up. So we're just going to undo these particular nuts. And you can see the part just kind of drops out. It's not adhered in any way. However, before we put the new one on, we do want to make sure we clean this surface. And what we're going to do is spray a little adhesive cleaner on it and come in with one of our scraper tools that are made of plastic, so it's not going to hurt anything. We sell these. We sell all the tools that you need to clean. We sell all the adhesive, the cleaner, pin removal tools, tools to help you with windshield glass.
Just like with everything, prep is very important. Here in the detail shop, they spend a lot of time prepping their paint jobs. It works out much, much better. Same with this situation.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see some of the stuff that we're getting off. Just years after going down the road, dirt, water, it turns to kind of a mucky thing that you want to have clean before you put your new rubber on.
And we've got the new rubber. Danny's going to finish up, and then we're going to line it all up. Kathy has more information about exactly what goes in to making these parts.
Well, Joe, there are parts and there are good parts. And whether you're working on a restoration project, your RV, whatever it may be that you are trying to seal up right, you want to do it right the first time. And that's why we come to the folks at Steel Rubber and Rhea. What does it take to make a really good part? I mean, first of all, I see your walls over here. Are those all original parts?
They are original parts. That's where it all starts, a factory original. Most of the time we get our originals from our customers when they request a new part. We don't already have that. We say, hey, send them on in.
Right.
Sometimes we'll even buy a vehicle, strip it of the parts, and use all of those for originals. But the magic really starts in the mold shop, in our tool room, and with a factory original.
Okay, so you get your Camaros, you have your Mustangs and all of that, which there's a lot of those out there. But what about some of these rare pieces that people are restoring, like maybe something like this?
Yeah, this is an original from a Dodge A100 van, a vent window weather strip. Somebody sent this in to us. There was no part out on the market yet for it, and vans have become a huge, huge trend in the industry. So once we got this in our possession, we snatched up the chance to go ahead and make this part.
So it's kind of like a reverse engineering type thing.
Absolutely. We reverse engineer the original part to make a mold, and then we have to engineer the mold to make the part.
And of course, the way you guys are making it at Steel Rubber, it's exactly like you would have had in that van, because if there are just working pieces, you got to make that work as well, just like on this one.
Absolutely. A vent window, perfect example of attention to detail. Every single nook and cranny of these things is important in sealing up that vent window. And when we make a part from an original, we say if the original had it, then the new part has to have it. We make all of our parts 100% EPDM rubber, which makes them last. We do things like vulcanized corners instead of rounded corners to make sure that we're sealing everything up tight. We do molded on ends instead of glued on ends so that they're attached and they won't ever separate. You know, things like cores. On this original here for this division post seal, this was a steel core. We do ours with brass. Brass will not oxidize, it won't rust. So overall, it's an improved original.
And there you go. And of course, you're going to be doing it right, doing it probably even better than it ever came from the factory.
A lot goes into making these roof rails better at Steel Rubber. The brass cores and molded ends seem to really make the difference.
Yeah, so they have to have metal for the support, and we choose to use brass because it doesn't rust, it adheres to the rubber better, it'll last a lot longer, it just makes for an all-around better part. And you can see on this original, it's actually two pieces, and it's starting to separate. So ours is all molded together, that's never going to separate.
An improvement over the factory design.
Right.
And we have taken our time on this one because you want to get it right. You're going through this process, so we have gone to the utmost end to make sure we don't have wind noise.
Right, so your roof rail is your only defense between your door glass and your top. So we wanted to make sure that this gap was as small as possible and that every adjustment that we could make was taken into account so we can make sure that this seals up properly. So that's kind of how most projects are. You take your time with it and it'll come out just great.
All right, roof rails are done. Now we're going to move on over to the trunk, and we'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
Welcome back to Performance TV, continuing our visit here at Steel Rubber in Denver, North Carolina. Excellent customer service. Products are all handmade, designed, everything right here in the USA. And we're out here in the production right now, Ray, and it just amazes me what the guys and gals are doing. It's not all the machines that are handling this. There's a lot of hands-on stuff.
That's right. All of our people handcraft our parts and they trim them by hand, and their knowledge and experience makes all the difference.
When we take a look at the parts that are made here at Steel Rubber, the actual materials that you're using to step above anybody else.
Our extrusions are made of 100% EPDM rubber with no fillers in it.
So when you say no fillers, what does that mean for the product itself and how long it's going to last?
Well, some companies that make rubber parts put other things into the rubber. They mix it in to try to dilute the rubber, cut costs, and that does affect the performance over time.
Hey, when we stop and think sometimes about replacing some of these items in these vehicles, it can be a long job. I want to do it one time. I don't want to be replacing it again, 5 years down the road. So do it right the first time. Everything that you guys are doing here, like you said, they're hand trimming. I'm watching the ladies back here right now. It's pretty amazing.
It is, actually. Our door weather strips, they are all hand drilled and the pins are hand placed in every single one. The exact right measurement from the other one so that they snap into place quickly for easy installation.
When you talk about snapping, it makes me think of, other parts other than the rubber that you talk about. Just like this piece that you have here for a van, for an example. It's not just the rubber that we see.
No, it's not. This is a door weather strip for a 69 to 74 Econoline van. It has a brass core in it, a metal core in this right here that makes that hold up and it's more durable. We use a brass core instead of steel because it won't rust or oxidize, and that makes it last longer.
How many different parts are you guys making here off the top of your head?
We have more than 12,000 SKUs available. As to how many we make the vast majority of those.
We talk about the catalogs and everything all the time. It's just absolutely amazing. And you stop and think about the parts that you have for sometimes a rare vehicle. I mean, you're not just going to find this anyplace else.
No, our parts are born from customer requests, and if we get a customer request for a part and we think that that's a need that we should fill, we're absolutely going to do it. Our main goal is to help folks to restore the car of their dreams.
All right, and let's see how Joe and Danny are coming along on that Cadillac.
We've come over to the trunk of the Caddy. A whole lot of car and a whole lot of trunk means a whole lot of seal. This thing is huge. And Danny, I noticed there's a gap in the rear seal.
Yeah, so these kind of gaps happen over time when rubber shrinks, which pretty much all rubber is going to shrink. So to avoid this, what we're going to do is use a adhesive and glue the two ends together and make sure it has enough material that if it does shrink, it's got some room to stretch.
So we got to measure twice, cut once. We'll pull out the old seal. Now this seal, we don't know what we're going to find. You've got two types of new seal in the catalog. One is peel and stick. That makes it easy.
Right, so the seal we're going to be putting in is peel and stick. You can see this particular seal was not glued in. Oftentimes they are.
That's lucky for us.
Yeah, so lucky for us, easy removal, easy cleanup. If you run into a vehicle that does have adhesive gluing down the trunk, same thing that we did on the convertible roof rail, adhesive cleaner, scraping it up, making sure we get all the dirt and debris out of here, and then we can test fit our new piece.
Test fitting the new piece. The whole thing is a process. Of course, we're going to go slow. Once we get the old one out, we will test fit the new one, and the peel and stick looks great.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to install. I've done both of these. You know, we have videos on how to do it with the 3M glue, but the peel and stick version is just real easy, so that's my preference. So what we're going to do here is go all the way around and just make sure that we have enough length. I mean, this trunk is about 18 feet around.
18 feet around the trunk.
So
you can fit a lot of luggage in the back of this thing. And you think about like road trips with a fam back in the day, of course it had to be huge.
absolutely. And, you know, it's a Cadillac, so everything's got to be big.
Yes, so true. And just another example, though, of how steel rubber is taking the factory concept and making it better, making it more simple, taking two pieces and turning them into one on the roof rail here, peel and stick on the trunk seal. So what we're going to do is keep working on this, doing the test fit, and then we'll put it in for real. But right now, some real happy customers of steel rubber. Neil, what do you guys do here at Innovative Speed Shop?
We do anything under auto appearance, so high-end car detailing, exotics, classics, paint protection film, ceramic coatings, bring cars back to life.
What kind of customers do you have here in Carolina?
A lot of the race fans, we've got some mom's minivans, but we do a lot of classic cars and a lot of exotics cars. When we're doing final detail on all of our classic cars, we love steel rubber product for all their fit and finish on all their products.
And if you're doing something at a very high level, it's got to be perfect.
It's got to be steel rubber products.
We'll be back with more Performance TV from Innovative Speed Shop after this.
Performance TV is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. Ultimate Headers, big tubes for tight places. And by OmniWall USA, get your stuff together.
Coming down the home stretch on our rear seal on the Cadillac. Danny, let's walk through everything we did, starting off with removing the old seal.
Yeah, we removed the old seal. We were pleasantly surprised to see that there was no adhesive.
Yes.
However, there was some debris. We went ahead and cleaned that debris out all the way around. We used an adhesive remover to remove any oils or anything that would keep our new peel and stick trunk weather stripping from sticking.
Took our time doing that, a little extra time. By the way, this whole process took just a couple of minutes with the two of them.
Yeah, it really is not bad, and with the peel and stick, it makes it even quicker. So then we made sure that our weather strip was going to fit into the channel correctly. We've got our instruction sheets that shows us which way the profile faces. You know, you want that hook to face out. So once we got that, we went ahead and made sure that we had the length to go all the way around the entire car. And now we know we have a little bit extra, and we want to use that extra to put more material into the channel. So we're going to show you how to do that.
Okay, the final touch, let's do it. The end of a long day's work. The whole process, just a few minutes. And here we go.
So you can see we're a little extra here, but what we're going to do is cut it about 1/4 inch long. And then we're going to take that extra material and work it into the channel. As we're putting this material in, you want to make sure you add enough, so if it were to ever shrink, then it would have enough material to allow it to do so.
Nice, and it is going to be much better. No water in the trunk. Now, an important tip, you don't want to close the trunk right away. Why is that?
This peel and stick adhesive, it sticks right away, but it really takes 72 hours to fully cure. So we'll want to leave it open, let it fully cure to the metal so you don't get any kind of rolling effect and having it peel up. But one thing we are going to do is glue these two ends together just to complete that seal.
All right, so we're going to get a little glue. Now, there's a catalog for the 1963 Cadillac, but there's a lot of stuff out there that there is no catalog. There's marine, RV. You guys got catalogs for those, but let's talk about some of the custom stuff out there.
Right, so there's lots of applications. You know, this particular seal fits a lot of GM vehicles, so we offer it available in a length. you can get this or many other extrusions out of our universal catalog. And it's really popular for street rods or someone who's doing something custom. You know, maybe they got new sheet metal work in the back end. They're trying to find something for their windows. So our universal catalog has all of our profiles, all of our different type of rubber in it, and it's always real easy to find a solution in there.
Just like that, for whatever you've got, Steel Rubber has got you covered. We're going to head back to Steel Rubber. We're done here at the Innovative Speed Shop in Cornelius, and we're going to catch up with Kathy.
You know, it's not just about the cool Cadillacs and the hot rods and the trucks and the vans, but what about outdoor stuff like going RVing and our boats? Steel Rubber, can you help us out?
That's right. Well, at Steel, we're all about sealing solutions now. The same technology, same processes, same materials that we have always used for our car parts, we've just started using them for other applications. Like you mentioned, we've got a complete marine line here, an RV line, and folks are very, very happy with those things.
Okay, so let's say I've got an RV. I'm not sure what parts and pieces I'm going to need. What about seeing some samples?
Gotcha. Well, when you order your RV catalog, you can go ahead and get some RV sample packs, and they have a line card on them complete with dimensions, different shapes and sizes, and things that might apply to your RV.
We see some pieces here.
Absolutely. This is a RV slide-out seal with a big wiper on it. This goes on a boat. This is a rub rail seal, and this is a seal for a boat window even.
So the same type of technology, hands-on development, care and trimming and everything goes into your RV and your boat line just like it does everything else.
That's right. Like I said, we're all about sealing solutions now, so you know, going even further than your hot rod, we want to help you seal all the things that move you.
So if we go online, everything's going to kind of come under one roof. We'll be able to find whatever we're looking for.
That's right. Check out our website. We've got all of our different lines on there, and you can find exactly what you're looking for.
And of course, a lot of really cool videos too to help you install those products. I wonder what Joe and them have been up to. What do you say we go check in with them?
We've made it back to the headquarters here at Steel Rubber after a great day at Innovative. That was so much fun. We got the job done. What's going on in this section?
This is the trim department. This is where everything comes through to get cleaned up, packaged, and ready to go out the door.
All around the world.
All around the world.
So cool, very exciting.
Hey!
Look who it is.
That's right. You know, really enjoyed watching you guys do the install on the Cadillac. We had an opportunity to see how things are made here at Steel Rubber. It's always a great time.
Always a great time. Thank you so much. Great times here at Steel Rubber. Next week, we'll be back in the studio. Thanks again. We'll see you next time on Performance TV.